What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you've all been doing well during this winter. Spring is just around the corner, so hang in there. We'll be back on the trails having fun in no time. So today I am prepping my MobTown off-road fuel tank skid plate for installation. So I won this last year in 2020 at the Explore Overland meetup down at the famous Reading Outdoors Park, and I won a giveaway there, and I bought this MobTown off-road skid plate. Now, I waited a long time for this to come in. Lead times were way off, but that's all right. I got it. It's the end of winter, so I'm gonna get this thing prepped and painted and installed on the Tacoma. So I thought I'd do a little install video and a little video about how I'm going to paint it and what I'm going to paint it. So we're going to do a little something different on this, I think, if it works out. I'm not creative, so this is all just trial and error for me, but I'm getting this thing sanded down right now. It definitely needs some sanding. The edges are very... Oh, hey. It definitely needs some sanding. The edges are very sharp, so I'm going to file all those down with this flat disc. I'm going to go get in there, sand around all the tight areas that I can't get to right now, and then we'll get it painted up later this week. So right now I've got my tent drying from a weekend camping trip we just did out in the White Mountains. We had really cold temperatures. The diesel heater that we took was great. If you haven't seen my other videos, I have a winter camping series, like a two-part series for when we went winter camping earlier this year. Same campground we stayed at, all the same equipment. Go check it out. Link in the description below, or you can click on the link at the end of this video. Alright, so we got the first side done. We just flipped it over. This side should be a lot easier because it's all smooth. We're going to get this side done, and then we'll be ready for some mineral spirits to clean everything, and then we'll start with our self-etching. Done. That took about an hour. Very important to wear your N95 mask when doing this inside. I could have done it outside, it's a beautiful day, but for filming it was easier to do it inside. It's done. I'm gonna air out my garage, and then I'm gonna clean it, probably paint it tomorrow. I've got the tent drying behind me. I've got to put that away here pretty soon. That's done. There's so much metal dust in my mic. I gotta clean that all out. My camera's covered in it. So anyway, I'm gonna clean this up now. I'm going to get some mineral spirits, clean it all up, make it nice and neat. I'll probably paint it tomorrow. I might start priming it tonight. I'm really not sure, but it wasn't that bad. Their skid plate design's a little different than most that I've seen, but it's really not that hard to do. They were going to charge me about $250 to $300 to powder coat it with a little bit of a custom design on it. And because I'm getting my rear bumper done, I got to save the money and do it myself. So it'll be rattle can, Rust-Oleum, bedliner paint. I'm not sure what I'm going to go with yet, but I'm going to do a two-tone on it, and I'll show you what it looks like. It's going to be cool if it works. So I'm going to clean that up. I got to get in between some of the cutouts just with a hand file. No big deal. Get my tent put away. Should be dry. So I'm gonna get this wrapped up, probably finish it tomorrow, and then I've got my next install to do, which is from Mid-Atlantic Off-Roading. If you haven't heard about them yet, they're a fairly new company. Go give them a follow on Instagram. Go check them out in the link in the description. Use Wicked Overland at checkout to save you guys some money. And if you don't know about Mid-Atlantic Off-Road, they're here to save us money. They're trying to produce quality parts for a reasonable price, and so far their parts have been amazing and very reasonable. You'll see in the next video, but go check them out. Worth the follow, worth going to their website just to check them out to see what they've got. Stay tuned, they got a bunch of stuff dropping here pretty soon. This is March of 2021, and I think by summertime they're gonna have a bunch of products out for a great price. You need to check them out and get yourself some of that stuff. Save yourself some money. Anyway, I'm gonna get this cleaned up, put that tent away. This is what I'll use for a primer. Basic, fast-drying Rust-Oleum primer. I've tried the self-etching, it's failed in the past. This seems to work pretty well. Haven't had an issue yet with my sliders, so I'm going to use this, and then I'll top coat this with my base. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today is day 2. Yesterday I was able to get the fuel tank skid plate completely sanded back down, primed, and ready for today's paint. And I was gonna do a kind of unique design on it. I was at the store getting my paint, and well, I changed my mind last minute. So I was gonna originally do all black with a thin red line. As a firefighter, I was like, oh, I'll do a thin red line theme. But I hate painting skid plates black. It just blends in with everything underneath there. And I don't really mind. I mean, nobody sees it. All it's there to do is protect your truck. But it's an investment, and I figured might as well make it stand out a little bit. So I went and decided to go with the TRD gray, like my CBI skid plates. Now, if I didn't win this skid tank, I would have probably already had a CBI one by now. But I won this, so it's from MobTown Off-Road, nothing wrong with them. A few little changes in design that I would probably prefer, but we'll see how it does on the trail. So we're going to try to match this as close as we can to that TRD gray. It's not going to be perfect. I'm using Rust-Oleum. We'll get close, but not 100%. And that's fine. It's a skid plate. Like I said, nobody's really going to see it. But I did decide to do the Toyota 3-color scheme on the skid plate. And I don't know how I'm going to really do it. I don't want to do just 3 straight lines. I might angle them a little bit, but I got the red, orange, and yellow. And I'm going to do that as a little accent color, and then the rest is going to be a Rust-Oleum gray, matte flat, I guess. So I'm going to start working on that. I'm also prepping the truck right now for 2 more installs, a quick wiring job to hide some wires, and then I've got what you'll see in the next video, a cool install from Mid-Atlantic Off-Roading. Alright guys, so these are the 3 colors that I chose. It's really all I had to choose from, but I got the red, orange, and yellow. They're a little bit glossy, which is fine, but they're Rust-Oleum and they're for farm equipment, so they should hold up to the elements a little bit better. And then I also got this cold galvanizing compound. It's zinc rich, so it should hold up to rusting and corroding. This is going to be the main color, the closest thing I could find to that TRD gray. It's very close to the primer that's already here. This is just going to give it a final coat, and then those 3 colors will, I don't know if I'll thinking like 1 across here, 1 across there, and then like 1 here, or I don't know, I might go, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. One of the things I don't like about this skid plate, let me move these cans out of the way, are these little cones. I know they're to protect the bolt head of the fuel tank, but to me that's a catch point. That's just a dead-on catch point, and if a rock hits that, bends this, or disforms it, it's going to make getting to that bolt really hard. I also don't like that there's no relief cuts in the skid plate to let water and dirt kind of escape when you go through a water crossing. So to me this is going to hold a lot of mud, which could be a lot of weight. So I don't like that per se, but we'll give it a shot. We'll see how it does. I've really never hit my gas tank anyway. I've rubbed it a couple times, but I've never really hit it hard where I'm like, oh, I wish I had a skid plate. So it may not even matter. This is a pretty last thought skid plate for me, but again, it's free. I'm gonna rock it. So what I want to do is that on that side, and then maybe do it on this side as well, and then everything else is just gonna be gray, and we'll call it a day. If I get close, you can see the cracking. See, there we go. You can see the cracking. It's pretty evident. It's all over the place. Again, I'm sure I just used the wrong paint on the wrong primer. Alright, I've decided to start with yellow 2-inch line, and I'll have like a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, whatever it is, line. Then I'll go to the orange, and I'll do a bigger red. So first step is going to get a couple coats of this amazing yellow. Let that dry for a while, come back with a second coat on. Alright, the second coat of orange is on. Not looking too bad. You're going to see the cracks through the colors, which is fine. The very best, I'll get a textured look out of it all. The very worst, I gotta redo all this. Not the end of the world. Anyway, I'm going to let this dry. Maybe add a 3rd coat, probably let this dry, work on the red. And then for this side here, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I might do 3 straight lines, might do 3 crossed. Might match up the angles on this side, but that'll probably be next week. I'm about to work 24, and then I've got a couple days for my side job. Full-time job. Might be a few days before I get this finished, but alright, we got our skid plate. Like I was saying before, in the first video you saw how we painted it. I had a reaction with 2 of the paints, and it left this cracked look. Now it's not peeling, hasn't flaked or anything. It's over a month old, and it's still holding up, so we're going to run it to skid plate anyway, so I don't really care what it looks like. Those stripes on top came out okay. Then I tried to do the same thing down here and had a little bit of a failure. So I was learning, practicing, playing, but we're gonna